Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Beanie Queen. My name is Mel, and this is my channel all about my crafting journey. On my channel, I talk about crochet, I do some knitting, anything yarn related will be on this channel. So, I haven't done videos in a while, and suppose I should give a little explanation. I'm not going to go into huge details. I have a chronic illness, endometriosis, which can sometimes floor me. At the best of times, it will floor me. It can just be a struggle just to get through my work week. I do work full time. I do work from home, which I'm very lucky to be able to do. But some weeks, it's all I can do to just get through the work week. And on the weekends, I'm just in bed. Even when I finish work, I'm just in bed. I can't do anything. It's not pleasant. Okay, it's not pleasant. If you go through and if you've been through endometriosis or you have it, you will completely understand where I'm coming from. The fatigue is just mind blowing. Not only the fatigue, the pain. There's a lot of other stuff. So on top of that, I'm still dealing with losing my nephew. He passed away almost 4 years ago, so very suddenly in his sleep. So that has been something that I've struggled with a lot. Today is quite a good day. So I thought what I would try and do is start over, do a video, and see how it goes. I haven't watched a lot of YouTube in the last year or so. I watch videos here and there, but I really enjoy watching a few channels, getting ideas. It gives me great ideas on what to crochet, what new projects to start, that kind of thing. And that's something I kind of want to share. I don't really I have one person I can share my makes with, one of my friends. She doesn't live very close to me though, so and everyone else in my life really doesn't give a crap about crochet or knitting. So they just look at me and go, "Oh, that's so clever," you know. "Oh, I wish I could do that." But I don't really have anyone to show what I've done because they all just think, well, you know, that's expected of me. I crochet, I knit. Yep, you're going to show me stuff. I like to, I guess I like to just showcase what I've made and hopefully inspire others to make the same things as well, because other videos, other YouTube content creators, when I watch their channels, I get inspired, especially if I've been in a little slump and I just can't muster the energy to crochet, or I'm just kind of, I can't be bothered. I will watch a channel, I will watch a video. It's like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should pick up that whip, or, oh, I might start something new. So hopefully this inspires someone. I don't know. I'm flying by the seat of my vintage pants, okay? But what I wanted to kind of have is some structure in my video. So show what I finished lately, I guess, first, then my works in progress, acquisitions, if I have any. I am trying to curb my spending. Then maybe what I've been reading and possibly what I've been watching, because I do watch TV and crochet at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I do have a few finishes that I have finished probably in the last, let's just say, year, okay? Some of them have been sooner rather than later, but we'll just say the last year. So this is my first one. It is just crocheted sleeves onto a jacket. I'll just stand up so you can have a look. So this jacket, I've had for so many years. My husband bought it for me. I usually wear it going camping into when my husband is a car guy, so a lot of time has been spent in garages with him just sitting there while he's doing whatever he does. And things get oil on them, things get dirty, and the stains just don't come out. So there was some stains on the sleeves actually. The cuffs had stretched a lot and also had stains on them as well. So I thought, okay, worst comes to worst, I cut the sleeves off, this doesn't work. And, whatever, doesn't matter. I wanted to keep the emblems on the side, those two. So I cut just under them. And then I think I did single crocheted around. My husband has this little tool, something to do with cars, I don't know, or it could be woodwork, I have no idea. And it's a sharp little tool, so I was able to pierce holes and just crochet into the fabric. I think I single crocheted and then I started doing granny stitch all the way around. And I tried, if you can see, I tried to keep the colours striping as close to even as I could. And then when I got down here, I started decreasing as I got down to my wrist in the granny square. And then I did single crochet for the cuffs. I really love how it's turned out. I think I did pretty good for my first attempt, to be honest. So the yarn I used was Mandala in the colour, where are we? Wood Nymph. I bought 4 cakes. I only used 2, not even the whole 2, because I've tried to get the same centre for all of them. So, you know how sometimes when you buy cakes of yarn, the centre colours are not the same all the way through, if that makes sense, and the colours aren't the same all the way through, they alternate. So I tried to get the same centre colours for at least 2 of the cakes, and just so I could start from the same colour, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I finished this, I think it was like October last year, because I wore it to a drag show and it was my first time that I wore it, and it's so nice. It is a little holey, so there's obviously granny squares, there's holes in it. So it's kind of nice for like October in Australia, October, November weather. Even now, in April, when it's starting to get a little cool, but it's not really like hugely cold, but it's starting to get a little cool in the evenings. You can just pop this on. I've worn this so many times. Absolutely love it. So I'll show you another finish, which is this blanket that I keep on the back of my chair. This is a moss stitch blanket, but I did it in a rectangular instead of a square. It's quite a decent size. So it's really good for snuggling up on. I use it in here. I'll pop it on my lap when I'm working, because this is my office. This is where I work. I'll pop it on my lap. I use it to pop it on my lap when I'm watching TV. It's really soft. It's made with Karen Ogo yarn in the colour Concord Crush. That's all I had. If I had more, I would have made that blanket bigger. It's quite stiff when you first work it up, but when you wash it, it goes so soft. It's really nice. I have some other smaller finishes that I will show you. So I've been knitting some face cloths or dishcloths. There's 3 here. These are just corner to corner, knitted corner to corner. And The yarn I used is this one, Ice Cream Cotton Blend by Lion Brand, and it's in the colour Blueberry. Don't think you can get it anymore. I have like 5 skeins of this left. I much prefer knitted cloths for my face because I do have sensitive skin. I already have quite a few, so these will probably be the last few that I do for myself. I might hold off doing any more for a little while. I do have a lot of cotton, but this is a cotton blend with acrylic. So it's 47% cotton, 53% acrylic, and I much prefer a cotton acrylic blend. I find that they last longer. I use these as dishcloths as well, or cleaning cloths. Often once they get a bit raggedy in the bathroom, I will use them as cleaning cloths for the bathroom. And then, not that I've had any, I've only had a couple so far, but once they get too manky, I guess you could say, that's when they go out. But I've crocheted and knitted quite a few, and I still have like a whole basket full that I use for cleaning. I usually rotate them out for my face or in the shower. I use them in the shower as well. So when they just get a little bit, I think, no, I've used that too much. It's a cleaning cloth now. That's pretty much what I'll do. I've also been working on some hats. All of these will be donated, all of these hats, and most of them are millions from Spotlight. So I will go into Spotlight when they have millions on sale, and I will just have a look and see what takes my fancy, and I'll grab some and I'll think, oh, that'll make a nice hat and scarf set, or, oh, I can make some beanies with that. Basically just whatever piques my interest at the time. And there's no pattern I follow. I just kind of do my own thing. So, for example, this is just double crochet and then a ribbed brim. So double crochet, front post double crochet. See if I've got another one here. For example, this one again, just double crochet, and then the brim is just half double crochet in the back loop, in the third loop, sorry. And I do them in all different sizes to like quite big, because I do sometimes just try them on to see if they fit on my head, but I apparently, according to a lot of people, have a small head. So I make some bigger. For example, this one's probably a bit too big for me. And I make some smaller for babies, smaller children, that kind of thing. And then I pop them away in a tub. And then I will basically, when I see people are looking for beanies to be donated or whatnot, I will either post or go and donate them, drop them off, whatever. And my last finish that I'm going to show you. So I work for a company who contracts anaesthetists. So we have like 32, I think it is. And the staff are split into 2 teams. So my team of anaesthetists, one of them had a baby a couple of weeks ago. And when we found out, I think she told everyone in January that she was expecting. I decided to make her a baby blanket and a beanie. So this is the beanie. By the way, any tutorials, anything I mention, the links will be in the description box. I did use a tutorial for this one, and I will link it in the description box. Please bear in mind that this is the size, around the size you will get if you follow the tutorial. It does say newborn. This is probably a bit too big for a newborn. I guess it depends on the head. My niece was actually born with quite a big head, so this probably would have fit her when she was born, but it's not really, I don't think it's a newborn size. So just bear that in mind. Look at the comments on the tutorial first before you actually go and try the beanie. And you can just like size it down. And I made a baby blanket. So this blanket is I think it's called Beautiful Shells pattern, or pattern, by Jonna Martinez. She has a tutorial which I will link below. So the blue variegated colour is, the yarn is Stitch Studio by Nicole Storybook Fanfare Jumbo in the colour, I think, Blue Raspberry. I don't have the label for it anymore. I'm not sure if it's available anywhere. I know it's not in Australia. I've never been able to find it again. The white that I've used for the edging and throughout the blanket intermittently is cocoon yarn from Spotlight, which you cannot get anymore. And it's a real shame because I actually really love that yarn. It's very easy to work with. It's very soft. And I think it was a really, really nice yarn. So those are the finishes that I have done kind of recently, I guess you could say, in the last year. Works in progress. I have a number of blankets on the go, but I'm just going to show you, I think, 2 or 3 that I've been working on lately. So this one is just a continuous granny square. And it's just using Millen yarn, so you can tell I've added a different colour up here, but it's just Millen yarn. And I'm just holding 2-3 strands together and just going to make a nice, I don't know what size yet, but some kind of blanket, and I'll probably donate this one. I have this knitted blanket that I've been working on. It's a corner to corner knitted blanket. Just using oddballs, scrap balls of yarn, holding 3 strands together. This is the yarn holder I use. I have a couple of these. My friend actually makes these in I think a 3D printer, and she has an Etsy store and she sells them. So I will link her Etsy store below. But these hold a 200-gram cake perfectly. Absolutely love them. But yeah, I'm just putting whatever yarn together. I'm not sure if I will keep this one or if I will donate it. I'm going to kind of make up my mind at the end once I finish it. I like the feel of it, so I may keep it. Or I may just donate it and make myself another one. Who knows? Okay. And the other one I want to show you, so it's another blanket. Is that upside down? No, this is the right way up. Is this one here. It's for my husband. So it's double crochet. It's all double crochet. But instead of each row going into the top of each double crochet, I go in between each double crochet. It is using Lion Brand Cover Story yarn in the colour Mercury. I have 2 of these big cakes, and I also have 2 other colour, 2 of another colour that I'm probably going to work into this blanket as well. My husband likes blanket yarn blankets, and I did do one, I think it was with Cover Story before, in like a greeny camo colour. My dog who passed away, Rocky, loved that blanket. He chewed it a little bit, but I managed to fix it. But then Roxy came along and she chewed it to the point where I couldn't fix it. And my husband loved that blanket, so I said I'd make him a new one. So that is what I'm doing. I'm making him a new one. I have been sorting out my whips. and anything that I think I'm not going to finish or I'm not enjoying, I'm just ripping out. This one was the start of a blanket. I like the pattern. It's quite a big blanket. It's probably like queen size or even bigger. I do like the pattern. I don't like the yarn I'm using. So it's Motivera Reflections, and the black is Spot Saver yarn. So I'm thinking of just turning this into a scarf because I think this will make a nice kind of scarf. I'm probably gonna just go around black at the top, I think. But yeah, I'm thinking I might turn this into a scarf. So that's kind of a whip that I was going to pull out, but I think I might make it into something useful because I really don't like working with that reflections yarn at all. So those are the whips I've been working on. Now, acquisitions. So I have been playing around with granny squares. I wanted to try Sunburst Granny Square, and I've been trying to find some colours that I kind of like. I don't really like yellow, so I don't want to do yellow flowers, yellow and brown or anything like that. I like purples. So I found this yarn at Patty and Bango's place, and it's called Moo Magic. It's an Aran weight yarn. It's very similar to Source of Fibres, Aran and Eve. So I've got a few colours just to play around with. So this is Jacaranda. This is Tibucina. I love this purple. And I got some greys. So Emu Bush. It's a light grey and a darker grey. This is Silver Falls. Sorry about the sun shining in. It's very early in the morning. Well, not that early, but this one is Black Pea Coral. It's the black colour. And this one is like an ecru colour, and it's called Wax Flower. So they came pretty quickly. I'll post it out fairly quickly, so very happy with that. I'm going to play around with those and see what I can kind of come up with. And other acquisitions I got. So I found this company on Instagram, and they're called Tangled Fables, and they have like book boxes come out, curated book and yarn boxes. I bought the first one. Let me see if I can find the first one. Yeah, I think that's it. So I bought the first one just to see what it was like. Each box has a local or an Australian hand dyed yarn dyer. An Australian yarn dyer yarn, and it's dyed specifically to go with the box and the book. So this is called Neverthorn from VK Yarns. Very nice. All of them I get are 8-ply DK weights. And the box also comes with some other little bits and pieces. So a little bookmark, some stickers, some stitch markers, and a little tension ring. And of course the book. So this one came with the first box. I do collect hardcover books. I like hardcover books. I specifically like to collect hardcover books with sprayed edges. I do not read them. If I want to read that particular book, I will buy the soft cover of the book just to read. Okay, I think this was the second one. Pretty sure. VK Yarns again, and this is called Little Serpent. And again, a few little things. There's some stitch markers and a candle. And the book, braid edges, and it's called The Serpent and the Wings of Night. And then, so once I bought the first box, I really, really loved it. And I decided to buy the next two that she had. So she had another one out, and then coincidentally, just before I bought the second one, she came out with a third as well. So I thought, I'll just buy. I didn't know what the book was. So when they first release the boxes, the books, they don't tell you what it is. It's kind of like a surprise, but you can message them and ask them if you know, are really particular. I wasn't, because I like the genres that I read are usually like cozy kind of mysteries, mystery murder, that kind of thing. I like Sue Grafton, Patricia Cornwell, a lot of cozy mystery authors, that kind of thing. Joanne Fluke, but I do like other things. So I've got like Stephanie Meyer's books, all the Twilight books, J.R. Ward. I'm trying to find my books. Where are we? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I've got all those books. I haven't read them yet. Charlene Harris, the True Blood, the books based on, well, that True Blood was based on. So I like different genres. Okay, I'm not particularly into just one, but in particular, whether I like the genre or not, I do collect sprayed edged books and hardcover books, like special editions, that kind of thing. So this kind of particularly vibes with what. So this one, different company, IBM Yarns, inspired by Margot, I think it's called. Whispering River. This is a cotton yarn. So I'm very excited to try this. I do have one of her yarns that I bought before. And you get a bookmark in this one, and like this little kind of, yeah, that you can put your little notions in if you want on your table or whatnot. Snacks if you want to. And the book I got with that one is A River Enchanted. So I am planning all three books to actually buy the soft covers so I can read them, because those ones will not be read. Especially if I give any of them to my mother, because she is brutal with books. She dog ears them. Oh, it's terrible. It's just terrible. That woman only gets soft covers. So those are the acquisitions that I've gotten lately. I do have a few more that are coming, which I will show you in my next video if I do one. But what have I been reading? This is what I've been reading. By Hook or by Crook, by Betty Hechtman. I think it's pronounced Hechtman. I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully I pronounced that right. It's a crochet murder mystery. I've read the first two in the series. This is book number 3. I loved the first two. I couldn't get into this one. I think I've been reading this since January. And then 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, I thought I need to get this book finished because I have so many books that I want to read. But I just couldn't get into it. So I started making myself read at least one chapter a night, and then all of a sudden I was flying through it. I'm like 3/4 the way through. And yes, I know. I've got a scrap piece of paper as a bookmark. My husband pointed this out the other day. He said, "You have so many bookmarks. Why have you got a scrap piece of paper as a bookmark?" He said, "You have so many." I said, "Because I started reading it, and it was the first thing that I picked up. I think I was reading it on a break. I started reading it on one of my breaks, and I just happened to have a scrap piece of paper on my desk, use it as a bookmark, literally have bookmarks behind me, and it's just stayed like that." So anyway, I'm starting to get into this now. So it starts off a little slow, but it picks up. So that is what I'm reading. What am I watching? So depending on what is going on, sometimes I just can't concentrate on any TV shows, any new TV shows, anything like that. So sometimes I just can't concentrate on any new shows. I've just finished watching Elspeth, all 3 seasons. I tried to get into that, I think it was the beginning of last year, something like that. And I watched the first few episodes of the first season and I just couldn't get into it. But then I started up again not long ago, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I just binged watched the whole 3 seasons that they have out. I finished Deadlock season 1 and Deadlock season 2 is out. That's an Australian kind of murder mystery show as well. So I'm looking forward to watching season 2. Currently, my husband and I are watching Scarpetta. That's not usually the kind of thing I like to watch, but I am a big Patricia Cornwell fan, so I did want to watch the TV show. I've watched the first 3 episodes so far. Usually, my husband and I don't have the same taste in TV shows. I'm more of, I like light stuff. He likes gory horror, violence, drug cartels, that kind of stuff. I like cozy mysteries. I like Hallmark kind of mysteries like Aurora Teagarden, garage sale mysteries. What's the other one? Murder, She Baked, those kind of things. Or I will just watch sitcoms I've seen a million times, like The Big Bang Theory, Friends, The Middle, what else? Frasier, like from the 90s and stuff like that. Or things like Kitchen Nightmares. I watch those on repeat. Tabitha's Takeover, Salon Takeover. What else? Ice Road Truckers, Outback Truckers, Bering Sea Gold, Aussie Gold Hunters, that kind, Deadly as Catch, those kind of things. I've seen them like so many times, but and my husband and I like to watch together like Ice Road Truckers, Outback Truckers, Deadly as Catch, those kind of shows together. But he doesn't particularly like watching sitcoms over and over again. Like he doesn't like Kath and Kim. I love Kath and Kim. 2.5 Men. We'll just have it on in the morning when we get up and like have it on in the background, getting ready and stuff like that. That's the kind of thing, he'll just lie there and fall asleep and watch. And sometimes that's all I can watch. I just can't start anything new. But so far I'm enjoying Scarpetta. It is a little gruesome for my taste, but it's not too bad so far. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye.